But we have a super chat already from Ryerson Gary, who gives $5. Thank you very much. On Wednesday, the Toronto Star had a story written as a scoop about the Amish and Arrive scam. No mention about Rebel and Democracy Fund being on it for weeks. We're literally crowdfunding. Let's pull that story up here. The lefties at the Toronto Star.
Holy ambush, because I haven't read the story yet, but I do know, as a matter of fact, that lawyer Mark Joseph of the Democracy Fund was interviewed for that story as well. He should be, because he's the point person on that. And just to show you the paranoia, and I would say it's rightful paranoia, Mark phoned me the day before his interview and said, I'm just worried if that Toronto Star reporter is going to ambush me. And I said, just stick to your knitting. If she brings up all kinds of non sequiturs, say, look, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. All I know is this. I thought this interview was about the Amish. I talked to him post-interview. He said it went very well.
You know, and they do source him in here, but they do not at all mention his affiliations as the head. Is he the head lawyer?
Well, what kind of journalism is that?
Fund?
It's just this guy called Mark Joseph of No Fixed Address. Yeah, we saw him on King Street going through rubbish bins. Are you kidding me? They don't give his title?
No.
Because Lord forbid they don't want to give any credit to the Democracy Fund and or Rebel News. I mean, that is outrageous.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm a reader, Tamara Ugolini, and I don't know anything about this issue, and they say, according to Mark Joseph, well, I go, who in blue hell is Mark Joseph, right? You know, but you put a title next to him. Oh, okay. There's some gravitas there.
He's their head litigator. So anyway, the lefties at the Toronto Star, how an Ontario Amish community became saddled with COVID fines. And, you know, again, we have, what's the URL, David, that we are using to crowdfund their legal defense?
Oh, you got me on the spot here. I'm sure.
Help the Amish. There it is. Help the Amish, I believe, .com or .ca. And so
Hey, that counts, you know.
It does, but sometimes it redirects. So if one won't work, try the other. So through our crowdfunding initiative, we are helping to fund the Democracy Fund's litigation for the Amish who don't use technology. I mean, you've been on the story beat for weeks, as they said in the super chat.
Yeah,
or the
folks,
Rumble
if you're not familiar with the story, the Amish during COVID were going across the border. There's a large Amish community in Pennsylvania, for example. And when they got back, they were getting $6,000 fines, every man, woman, and child, because they didn't have the Arrive Cam app. Now, why would that be? Oh, yeah, that's right. The Amish don't have cell phones. They don't even have landlines. They don't use electricity. And then they amassed fines and interest and penalties that went into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the only way they found out, folks, is when an Amish farmer went to his bank, and then others in the community did likewise, and they were putting up their property as collateral for a loan because they need supplies as farmers. And the banker would say, I'm terribly sorry to say this, Mr. Jones, but we can't give you a loan. There is a lien on your property. A lien? By whom? Oh, by the federal government of Canada. Can you imagine Blackface and company going on a jihad against these people, Tamara, that mean no harm to anyone? The Amish don't wear trouble on their shirt. They couldn't comply. I'll tell you where these fines should be going. I'll tell you where this jihad should be centered. It's on those SOBs that got that contract, and somehow an $85,000 app ballooned into millions and millions of grift expenditures. This is shameful. And even though up until now the mainstream media wasn't interested, we're interested, as is our arm's length charitable foundation, the Democracy Fund. They'll deal with the court of law. We'll deal with the court of public opinion.
Absolutely. What a sad disgrace and excuse of some journalism there from the Toronto Star. But again, unsurprising.